Hmm. Oh, wow. YouTube, it is another night dive for me. It's another day in the life. Another just another one. That's all it is. It's another one. The thing about life is it continues to keep moving forward. Hang on, let me check and make sure this is right. Yeah. Oh, I don't think this is working right. Is it? It doesn't really matter. No, okay, it's working. Okay. It's 11 p.m. my time, September 9th, 2023. I am Jetthro, doing another night dive. This is day 55 of my 100-day challenge, in which I'm documenting my life and documenting my brain. I'm journaling. Really just trying to bring my mental health up, just trying to get things out of my brain that don't need to be there. Yeah, we're here. We're doing another one. I'm really tired. It's the theme. It's always the running theme of every one is me saying, man, I'm really exhausted. I'm going to keep this short. And then 30 minutes later, it's like, oh, shit, I'm still talking. But yeah, that's where I'm at. Day 55. I'm past the halfway hump, I guess, if you want to call it that or whatever. Just trying to be consistent, just trying to be disciplined and committed. That's really been my struggle the past month or two. Just trying to stay committed and disciplined in the things and the stuff I want to do. So anyway, I'm going to do my format. I'm going to do some gratitude. And I'm really just I'm just grateful to just be here. I know it's cliche. You don't have to tell me. I know it's cliche. I know it's dumb and basic. Well, that's what I feel like it is. But I'm just really grateful that I get to I get to live a life where no one really gets to tell me what to do. I mean, I make decisions with my wife, of course. But like overall, I really, we can move across the country if we want. We can do all kinds of things, and it's, no one can tell us that we don't have to. And there's a lot of places that's not the case. So anyway, I'm grateful to be here. I'm grateful to be alive. Really is what it boils down to. Alive and where I'm at. So anyway, enough on that. I know that was short, but still enough on that. My mantra. I really, I kind of want to dive into this. I kind of feel like I've been touching on this, and this is really like where my head has been the last couple of days, maybe week or even longer. So my mantra is kind of this overarching, like, it's not anything specific, but it's like this idea of like being disciplined in something is difficult. Showing up every single day, even if it's something you want to do, is incredibly hard. Because even Michael Phelps, I saw him say something like, he swam in the water every single day for 5 or 6 years. Every single day. Didn't miss Christmas, didn't miss holidays, birthdays, didn't matter. He was in the water. Sick, he was in the water. Right? And he said, he's like, he's like, there were 100 days where I didn't even want to get out of bed. And even he wants to, or wanted to be the best swimmer possible. And even that discipline, like there were days he didn't want to show up. There were days he didn't want to do it. Right? And that's just like what I'm feeling kind of consistently the past like week or so. Maybe even longer. It's just, I just don't want to show up. I just don't want to like do things, and it's a little bit of work. It's like running, like my knee hurts, yeah, but I just don't. I'm like, man, I don't want to fucking run, dude. And so I'm kind of, I want to just talk about that. I know my topic is, I don't know, I'm so tired. I don't even remember what my topic actually is. Just a roller coaster, I guess, yeah. Like, some days are good, some days are really good, and some days are bad. And I kind of think I'm going to change the topic title, the theme title, because it's kind of a choice. I think it's a choice. Like, my mentality has been like, it's been kind of weak. It really has been weak. That's what it is. Like, if I'm being honest with myself, if I'm being truthful with myself, my mentality has been weak. It's been, my brain has been saying, don't do anything. Stay comfortable. Stay comfortable. That's what it's saying, is like, don't do the things that are hard because it's hard. Because it's hard. Because it's difficult. It's difficult to go and knock on someone's door. Even if you just do one door, that's kind of fucking hard. It's hard to run it's hard to run 5 or 6 times a week. Miles and miles. It's hard to do that. It's hard. It's hard to study a language every single day, even if it's 5 minutes. It's hard. Right? And so my brain, it wants me to be comfortable. Like, I'm hitting like maybe a little bit of burnout. Maybe that's what it is. But it's hitting that, and it's saying like, just get comfortable. And I think it's a choice. I do think it's a choice. I think there are factors of, physical burnout and stuff like that. And like, I think there are some of that, but I overall, I think it's a full choice. It's a choice of like whether you want to listen to it or not, whether I want to listen to it or not. Because, at the end of the day, I know, like, specifically with work, I know that if I go out and knock doors, or I know if I go out or if I'm practicing my presentation and practicing talking with people and like, just becoming better at engaging with people and actively listening to what they're like actually wanting out of solar, and like practicing that, I know I'm going to get better. But my brain is like holding me back. It's like, it's saying like, dude, just lay on the couch. Why would you want to do that, dude? That's hard. Like, just lay on the couch, bro. Like, fucking just don't do that. Why are you doing that? Like, that's stupid. That's what my brain is saying. And, I think what I'm getting at is, I'm upset that I have to, like, I know it's there, and I'm upset that I know that this was going to happen at some point, but I'm upset that I still have to deal with it. Because I want things to be easy. I want I want things to, I want to be able to just, knock on someone's door and they say, "Oh yeah, solar, wow. I'm glad you showed up. I was just thinking about it last night. Sign me up right now." Like, I want it to be that easy. But it's not. You got to fucking work at it, dude. And I want it to be like, "Oh yeah, I just ran 5 miles. No problem. Yeah, 8-minute pace. No big deal. Just busted through that. No pain. No pain in my knee. No pain in anything. No big deal. Just ran it. Just did it." Gotta fucking work at it. It's just crazy that even with all the answers, even with everything I know, like even me expecting it, even me knowing, like I've been doing this like discipline, this mantra for 2 months. 2 months now. Because I was doing something like this before I did my challenge. So at least 2 months, probably closer to 3. And so I've known. I've been running since March. I've known that it's hard to do things. And yet here I am still. 6 months in? 6 months in. Anyway, the roller coaster, though. The roller coaster is that there are positives. There are positives. Here's what happens in my brain is I get in these negative ruts. And right now I'm in one. And I just want to complain. Really, I just want to complain. I just want to be, however you want to like think about it. I really just want to be a little bitch and just like, life is hard. This sucks. Help me, ma. That's really what I was just doing in this stream for the last 5 minutes. Is just, that's what it feels like I was doing. But like that's just my negative brain. That's the negative part of my brain telling me these things and me just listening to it. Because really, again, kind of circling back, it's a choice. I think it is. Like, I get to choose whether I listen to it or not. Like, I was listening to like a podcast type thing, like a motivational podcast. It was a guy it was a podcast. It was an interview that this guy, Bob Proctor, I have no idea who he is. It was just in like a motivational thing. I was just, fuck it, I'll listen to it. And he said something, it was really good. He said something that was like, we have our active brains and we have our subconscious brains. And it's our thinking brain and our not thinking brain. And I'm like, okay, you've said all the things that I've been like feeling and thinking already, so I'm going to listen. I'm really going to listen. It's like he was just talking about it. I was like, this is great. But he said the thinking brain, like, we don't really like actually think. Like, we just fill it with, like, we think we're thinking, but it's just mental clutter or mental chatter or something. It's not like active thinking. And I'm like, yeah, dude, that feels right, especially for me. Like, that's what I'm like throughout my entire day. Like, I have moments of lucidity, I would call it. But throughout most of the day, I'm just kind of like, I'm literally like wandering. And I'm like, I have no like sense of direction, it feels like. And what I want out of life is just to have full like lucidity at all times. And I know it's possible. And that's what I want. So that's what I'm going for. Anyway, he was saying that, like, the active brain, like, we're not really thinking, and we've never really been taught how to think. Like, if you were to ask someone to define thinking, they couldn't. Most people can't tell you what it is. actually. I don't know that I could. But he was saying that, but he was saying that the subconscious brain is fully open. It just accepts things. Like whatever you like put into it, it just accepts. And it's hard to change things in there once they get in there, I think he was saying. And I'm fully on board with that. But circling kind of back, the whole reason I kind of brought this up was like, you get to choose what you let into your subconscious. Like you get to choose, like you get to like some new information hits your brain. You like see an article or something, or you like scroll through something, and it's just, you're just scrolling, right? You get to choose what you let into your brain. Like if someone were to tell you, if someone were to tell you like, oh, I just read this article that's this and this and this, and if you believe it, you get to choose whether you let that into your subconscious brain or not. But that's the frontal part, the thinking part of your brain gets to do that. But he was saying that most people just don't think. Like they're not in their active part of the brain, and it's just their subconscious brain is just completely open to all information. And that kind of just, like he was saying that and how he was describing it, I was like, yo, wow. I'm going to listen to it again a couple times and really dissect it, because I get to choose whether I want to or not. But that's the idea of what I'm kind of thinking. Is like I get to choose what to listen to when my brain is talking to me in a negative way or a positive way. Because it's kind of just like happening, like subconscious and, like my thinking brain, like both are just kind of thinking, because I'm not very disciplined. My mental mindset is not very, it's way better than it was 6 months ago for sure, but it still is really like weak. And so it just, it probably takes practice, but I get to choose what I'm listening to. And that's why I think it's a choice. That's why I think like it's a choice to, what am I trying to say? Like it's a choice to be negative or be positive. And I think it is just as black and white as that. Maybe it's not, I've been depressed for a long time. And I'd never been like diagnosed or anything. I have been suicidal a lot. I'm not anymore, but I thought, maybe it's just, generational. Maybe it's just a chemical imbalance. Maybe it's, this or that or this or that. And maybe it is. Maybe it is. But for me, I kind of I don't know. For me, I kind of just feel like that kind of thing, like I was just listening to my brain too much. I was listening to my fear-based brain too much. And it was all my subconscious brain talking, and not any of my frontal brain, like my active brain, being actually active and actually thinking. And so now that I realize that's what I think was happening. So now I realize that. So now I'm like, I'm just not going to listen to my fear-based brain. I'm just not going to listen to it when it is telling me that, oh, this is hard, and why don't you just lay on the couch, and why don't you just lay down and not do anything, and why don't you just, this is really hard, dude. Like, just lay down. Like, that's what it's always telling me. Like, it's always, like, talking to me to try and get me to rest. Like, it's always trying to get me to sleep. Like, that's its main goal. Like, really, like, it's always trying to get me to not... It's trying to get me to sleep. And, shit, I'm just putting something together. That's, you know, when I was depressed and I wanted to literally kill myself, it was because I would be able to sleep full time. You know what I mean? Like, that's why that seemed so appealing to me. Because I was listening to my brain. I was listening to that negativity, or, you know, my subconscious brain and my fear-based brain. It was just taking over and just saying, like, dude, you want to go to sleep. You want to sleep right now. That's what you want. All the time. I think that's... I mean, I'm dissecting this real time. I don't know if it feels right now that I'm, like, in my mindset now. It feels like that's what was happening, but I don't know. So anyway, the roller coaster. This one's a wild one. Oh my God, this one's a wild one. The roller coaster is that today I didn't want to go knocking, but I told myself I'm going to knock for a couple of hours. A couple of hours, and just see what happens. Doesn't hurt. I'm going to die anyway, and the people that are behind the doors, they're going to die anyway. They're not going to be thinking, man, I wish that guy didn't knock on their deathbed. They're not going to be thinking, man, I wish that guy didn't knock on my door. So I was like, fuck it, I'm just going to go knock. But even before I left the house, I was still kind of struggling mentally. Even though I had that mentality, I was still kind of struggling. I still had a little bit of dread. And so I was like, dude, just get your blood flowing. Like, this is the roller coaster I'm talking about. Like, I was going through some dread a little bit, but it was still there. Even though I knew that this is going to be difficult. So I'm here, like, I know this is going to be difficult. I know this is going to be hard. I know it's going to suck. And then it's like, you know, entering some dread. It's like, fuck, dude, God damn it, this is going to be terrible. Blah, blah, blah. And then it's like, dude, get out of your brain. Get out of your brain. And so I did I did a bunch of push-ups. I did a bunch of sit-ups. Right? I did some dips. So now I'm like, okay, cool, fuck, I'm fine, I'm good. Then I get in my car and I'm like, oh God, I gotta drive out there. I'm like, fuck. And then I get there and I get there and I'm like, dude, just open the fucking, just don't even think about it. Just as soon as you turn your car off, you know what? As soon as you hit park, as soon as you get into park, open your door before you even turn the car off. And then you're good. The hardest door to open when knocking doors is your own. It's your car door. So, anyway, it was a roller coaster of a day, and actually, this whole live stream was a pretty big roller coaster. I actually feel like I unearthed a lot of things, and I'm gonna go re-listen to that fucking podcast I stumbled into, the Bob Proctor one, because it clearly did something for me. I don't know what yet, but it was really good. So, anyway, I'm gonna go. It's another night, another dive, another night of me starting. You know what? I'm not gonna complain about it. No, shut up. I was gonna say, you know, I started by saying, "Oh, I'm tired," and it's gonna be 30 minutes. Well, you know what? Fuck, that's just gonna be it. I don't know why I keep complaining about it. You know what? Tomorrow, it's gonna be day 56. I'm probably gonna show up at 11 o'clock and say, "Man, I'm tired." I hope I don't talk for 30 minutes. That's probably what I'm going to say, but that's probably what I'm going to do. So, I'm not going to listen to I'm not going to listen to my brain anymore. Something I've been saying a lot of, actually, I learned this in therapy, like in fucking 2018, 19 area, just right before COVID, that whole stretch. But I learned, and I didn't really know. I didn't know what she was like, my therapist was like talking about, really. But she was like, what she was trying to get across is when that fear-based brain takes over, you can tell it like, hey, like, I don't need you right now. I do need you because you keep me alive, you keep me safe, you keep me protected. But right now, it's okay. Right now, I got it. I got this. It's okay. I'm going to go knock on these doors, and it's going to be fine. You don't need to be overtaking and overprotective. It's fine. I got this. And she would tell me those things, and I would do that, but I wasn't fully aware. I wasn't fully cognizant of what it meant or like when to do it or any of that shit. I feel like I'm really in touch and in tune with that now. And so that's just one technique that I've really been adopting. So I'm getting more cognizant. Not where I want to be, but I mean, I can't do it overnight. So anyway, now I'm rambling, but I'm going to go to bed. Now I'm rambling. I love these things. So, I don't know. I hope you guys get some value out of it too if you're still watching or still hanging out. But I'm going to go to bed. I do love you guys. I hope that you are all safe. I hope that you are all taking care of yourselves. Tell your pets you love them. Tell your spouse you love them. Tell your kids you love them. Good night. Namaste.